folks, Top Gun here with you, and I got a good one for you. So good, I'm even going to go back to the videos for a moment. Check this out. All right, there we go. I got some borrowed videos from KG for the content for tonight. So yeah, guys, normally I do some banners for this. Yeah, welcome to Paul's Radio Live, except for this is not exactly Paul's content, so I haven't broadcasted it as such. But we are going to go in deep on all things internet money. We are going to have some fun today here because I actually suckered KG to coming back onto my show finally. I'm actually going to treat him nice this time because, like, I got the point after months and months of him going around to other shows. I'm like, okay, I'll play nice. No, he's been a very busy guy getting around, so I am going to bring him on the show, and the only banner I am going to really worry about having up here is this one, because you should probably check out the website. Unlike the first time that you guys tuned in to check this out and it said under construction to help really get that faith in the project, you can go to this. Not right now, watch the show. But you can go to this after this show. I even put the link in the description. I know I never do that for you guys because I'm like, do your research, figure it out. But no, the link's in there. So without further ado, let's bring on KG.
What's up?
What's up?
Yeah, you insulted me so bad last time. I really had to work up the courage to forgive you and get back on the show.
Yeah, that's my style. Yeah. No, I will say I have talked to a few other content creators, or not project, whatever. I've talked to a few other people that have wanted to come on my show, and I'm like, well, I'm going to roast you like I did KG. So go watch that episode and get back to me and let me know if you want on the show. Still wait.
You dug in. You dug in that episode. You dug in.
Well, it's mostly because I had that much faith in you that I was just like, all right, I'm going to pin him against the wall because he's got an answer for all of this. Like, this is probably what's going through some people's minds. And I'm like, yeah, let's get him to paint right out of this. Get to know this guy because you guys really have not missed a beat with the roadmap. Like, I'm here in 2 more weeks. And I'm like, yes. And you're like, December, January. And I'm like, that's so long away. And then, months later, I'm like, I didn't even want to make PulseX content. No, testing numbers. I didn't want to do that. And, still no idea. We're like, it could come in May. He didn't say what year. And meanwhile, you're still like, yeah, December, January. And I'm like, that's epic.
Yeah. Well, we really push our devs to give us as accurate timelines as they can, and we as a team work to stick to those. We're in the crypto space as investors too. We understand communication timelines. It's important to us, so we want to provide that to everybody as well, as best as we can, of course.
For sure. All right, so pretty much you've gotten used to going show to show here, so I don't need to guide you or torture you or put you through any fire or flames here. So I don't know if you want to take a screen share and start guiding us through the website, if you want to talk about any of the changes between then and now before you deep dive. Like, how do you want to hit this? You want to go straight into the facts or talk a little first?
Well, I guess if we screen share, I'll let you do that, because sometimes when I screen share while I live stream, I'm working on getting a port right behind my desk to hardwire in. Pro and con of living out in the sticks. You get the privacy, but you don't get the bandwidth. So it might be a little blurry if I screen share, but I'm happy to. I'm happy to.
All right,
Unless
no,
you,
fair enough. It's just I'm that kind of cheap content creator that I am sitting here with my laptop and I don't have a second screen. So this is going to be fun. I'll trust
I
you to
got you.
watch comments if I'm like going through the internet here. So we'll even take some of the shout outs first here. So KG, do you ever sleep from Love Rich?
I every now and then. Goran, what's up, bud? What's
Let's
up, Love
go.
Rich?
Saw him tweeting that out. Oh yeah, and he said aloha and where at least. All right, at long last. All right, so yes, let's go back to the banner. I'm not sure how this is going to work. The banner back up here. Screen share. I can do this. I have multi talents. I can
You're a
multitask.
talented dude. You're a talented dude.
Oh, there it is. I don't do this often enough. All right, screen share. Yes, I do not have two screens. I know. I am doing this the wrong way. Perfect. We're even going to do this entire window.
Just trust that you still look good when you can't see yourself.
Yeah. So there we go. We've got this, and we will, you know what, make this full screen there. So this should look good on the screen right now. The internet money ecosystem. Wow, we finally actually have. It's not under construction, man.
No, you know what though? The site you're looking at, as upgraded as it is
Mm-hmm.
we're still building out a lot of cool things for the site. So this is not finished yet.
Very nice. All right. So, I mean, we can start doing a scroll down on this first tab here, and you've got your purpose listed out very nicely. What is the internet money ecosystem?
And actually, in everything you see here too, one of the updates that we just announced was we hired a marketing firm who's actually one of the things that they're going to end up doing is going through the site, and it looks really nice on computer, but on the phone it's really wordy. So they're going to help us distill down and really make the words impactful. We're going through the branding, and we're going to build a logo for the Internet Money Wallet that is not the final logo, that is a placeholder. And we may even do some rework on the IM logo and the WD logo as well.
All right. Nice. Yeah, right on. So this is still just a work in progress, and meanwhile it's coming along so nicely. Like you're even working on merch, it looks like, and how-to guides.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we're gonna have and actually dang, that's strange. I think that should say anyways. Yeah, so we're gonna have, so like if you click on the
How-to guides.
wait, interesting. Stand by. Okay. See, I just got confused for a sec because there is a version of the site I see on the dev side. We see stuff before it gets pushed out, and I'm like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. We haven't pushed it out yet. Sorry, I just got really confused for a second. So
No worries.
Up top too. We're also going to have like a resources tab where you can go in and you're going to be able to see stats. You're going to be able to see videos, articles, and helpful links. So it's going to be very education centric. And then, we're obviously going to have merch, a blog, which is going to be really awesome for sharing content. And yeah, the ecosystem is a pretty cool place where we're going to break down each part of the ecosystem. Right now, you see the wallet, which says coming soon because it's not there yet. You see IM and WD, and actually, we'll deep dive into those details very soon when we announce the sacrifice details. But we are going to have a third token.
A third what?
Token.
A third token outside of WD and IM.
It's direct. Well, I could talk about it a little bit. It's directly the
I
future.
remember.
Yeah, the future token. Yeah, so it's tied with WD, but it's its own token.
Yes, basically the concept of something I remember being kicked around with the certificate for if it launches like before, or if Pulse Chain were to launch before the wallet, and the whole concept of having a token to possibly do future airdrops too. I remember you guys liked that a lot.
Yes. And so if we launch before Pulse Chain, which is kind of how it's seeming right now, the certificate, so the CIMD or CWD, right, or it's called the certificate token, will likely no longer exist because there's just no point for it. But the future token, if we go that route, which I think we're going to, if when we the second sac, I see space double D007 when new sac for IM, we're very close to announcing that date. But it'll be one sacrifice for WD on Ethereum, Binance, and what we're thinking is a third token called Future WD. And if you hold on to that, when we launch WD on all future chains, you'll get a 1-to-1 airdrop. And we're actually reworking the sacrifice page on the back end right now, and it looks awesome. And it should be coming out soon with the actual details and a little cleaner than this page is now.
All right. And
one cool website update. Click view sacrifice points right there.
Okay.
On the Pulse chain.
Sorry. View sacrifice points. All right.
Yeah, we actually rebuilt that table, so it's like a lot prettier now, and it's got its own dedicated page and everything. So if you sacrifice for the Pulse chain sacrifice, you can see your points here.
Beautiful. Right on. And oh yeah, that little snippet of code I wrote for you, is that working all right for you?
Actually, the devs just got their hands on it today. And so one of the new features you'll see on the new sacrifice page is you will have a pool A calculator to calculate what your potential returns could look like based on the variables that the user inputs. And you'll see a Top Guns Pool B calculator on the site too.
Oh, whoa. I'm getting credit on that.
Oh, you're 100% singing. It's literally, we're calling it Top Guns Pool B calculator. With your permission, of course. With your permission, of course.
Yeah. That's very flattering. I love that.
Yep. So you're definitely getting credit. It's dedicated. Wow. You did it. You came up with it. So
nice. Well, yeah. And this time, in all honesty, I had my own personal issues coming into crypto. I was not at my best when I first met you guys. So the first time I wrote that code to try, I remember you guys struggled so bad and just had to use it off of Google Sheets, I think.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't get it to copy or work. And all of a sudden, I just suddenly remembered part of all of my programming code. And I was like, that's right. That's how you do it from 20 years ago. And I rewrote the code. And then the very next day, you're like, hey, dude, is there any chance you can try to do that Pool B again? And I was like, little do you know, I just had a Matrix style download the night before of programming. Watch me go. And it was perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Isn't timing always perfect?
Yes. I do believe in karma. Things happen when they're meant to.
Agreed.
Things happen when they're meant to. And I'm really glad that you've got a project like this going, because I will stop and be like, oh crap, I hit the wrong button. You stop.
That church organ? All right.
No. Yeah, I totally hit the mouse for another computer I have. And I'm like, no, you're not supposed to play. But I was going to make a joke about earlier. Did you bring your towel?
No towel. No, dude, I'm telling you though, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that rule is so relevant. So relevant.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, part of me half the time is yeah, well, I reconverted this Palm Pilot to a subspace beacon. I'm waiting. But then you go and keep making updates on this thing, and I'm like, oh, maybe this dirtball's got a chance. I'll stick around.
I flattered to be a dirtball. Thank you.
Not you, the planet.
Oh, got you. Okay, I got you. I'm like, all
right.
Yeah,
you're going with the whole hitchhiker mode. I'm going too far with that joke. I beat the dead horse. It's done. Okay, no, moving on. So yeah, you guys are going to be updating the sacrifice site, which is awesome. Now the ecosystem, really, you guys are making all sorts of changes to it that weren't originally there. I don't know how much you want to go into on what you guys are developing for the wallet here. Which direction do you want to go from here?
Well, we can talk about, I guess we could talk about the wallet. That's kind of the core of everything we're building. So, Okay. Oh, Christian Collin so many sacrifices. It makes it hard to pick. I completely understand where you're coming from. It's totally valid. We're members of this community too. The cool thing about our product is, and about the wallet is, if you don't sacrifice, that's completely okay, because you could still 100% use the entirety of the wallet without ever sacrificing. So if you choose that this sacrifice isn't for you, you're not really missing out. But what's cool about our sacrifice is not only are you sacrificing for, well, you're sacrificing for multiple tokens, and it's 3 right off the bat, but it's potentially 10, 15, 20, depending on however many chains we launch this on. And it's chains outside of Pulse Chain. So where a lot of the sacrifices, you're waiting for Pulse Chain to launch, our sacrifice and the success of our project isn't contingent upon Pulse Chain. We will bring adoption to Pulse Chain, yes, but it's not contingent upon it, which I think gives us a lot of flexibility as a project. And for those that don't know, the Internet Money Wallet is a multi-chain wallet, EVM chain like MetaMask, and will be native to Pulse Chain when Pulse Chain exists. We have a token that shares in the fees that the wallet generates. 100% of the fees the wallet generates go back to the holders of the token in the form of Pulse, ETH, BNB, whatever the native chain is that the swaps are occurring. We have an awesome referral program. If when you download the wallet, you'll be able to claim free IM. And this is a new announcement that we'll make more official, but it was going to be free Pulse and IM, but Pulse Chain isn't out. So we've pivoted to free BNB and IM. And when Pulse Chain comes out, then we can pick back up on the free Pulse side.
Nice.
So if you'll be able to refer friends like you as an influencer, anybody out there watching, you onboard your friends or family into the wallet, you'll get free BNB and free IM to go transact, or your people that you onboard can transact.
Nice. But nice. Sorry, every time someone calls me an influencer, I'm like, hey, wait, what? No.
They're the bag, bro. That's what you are.
Oh, when did that happen? I shouldn't be influencing anyone.
Yeah, well then, hey, I guess that depends on how you brand yourself, but people look up to you. You have influence.
I guess so. All I do is try to share with people what I'm thinking. I am never sure if I'm thinking the right thing. All right. No, you guys have been coming so far along. Like I remember I had, yes, that guy who talked about what he used to do. Wonderful. So yeah, I made fun of you guys for the meme token for IM. And yeah, now you guys rolling all the way around. IM, after all the nasty things I've ever said about it, is going to be the second most liquid asset on Pulse Chain when it launches. It's going to be bought and burnt, and it's going to come for free with the wallet. Am I missing any details of this? Definitely not meme token.
Well, I guess curious, what do you mean by second most liquid asset? What's the thought process there?
I remember there was on Pulse Chain, Pulse should be the most liquid asset, and then IM was being paired with everything that Pulse was, right? So right. Like the second to Pulse, or was it competing to beat Pulse? Did I get that narrative wrong?
Well, I guess everything is paired to Pulse, so we can't beat Pulse, right? Because everything is there. But I think at least at that time, I haven't checked in a while, but I guess for those watching, what he was talking about was on Pulse Chain Testnet. We didn't do it. The community we didn't do that. That just happened naturally, like in the wild. Like people just started pairing IM to everything, and it was just literally just pages and pages of pairs. So
wow,
yeah, that happened completely naturally. We did not do that.
Okay, so my mistake.
That's more bullish from my perspective. The community said, "Let's get this out there." I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, I was just bullish because I thought you did. That's even more bullish than
Nobody's. But you actually said it perfectly. Like IM being paired to everything makes it more what it is. It is internet money. And if it's going to be internet money, it needs to be liquid and exchangeable, and it's got to move, right? IM is a token that moves, and that's okay. So,
oh yeah. And yeah, with because you talk about 100% of the fees go to the sacrifices, but what is 100% of the fees go to exactly 2 billion tokens? Is that what it
Exactly.
is?
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, there are 70% of the tokens that are up for sacrifice set or something like that. So I mean, the pool is perfectly distributed like that, and you are getting your cut share never to be out of that. But some of those fees, because you're not putting everything up for sacrifice, might be used for a buy and burn on 1, 2, 3 chains.
Not even might be, will be. Like it's that.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a part of the internet money tokenomics. So yes, there is a buy and
Okay.
burn. It will
Okay.
happen.
So
Yep.
expectation of work of KG, but not others.
No, expectation of a buy and burn, not KG. KG has nothing to do with it.
All right. Good for the clarification. Good for the clarification there. Excuse me. All right. So the sacrifice is set to start when the public beta of the wallet is that just near each other, or like the same day, sacrifice and beta.
Well,
What's the thinking on that?
the sacrifice will happen shortly after public beta. And public beta is for everybody to download and use the wallet. And that is still on track to launch mid-November ish. So
Okay.
we want to start the sacrifice a week or two after that. So sacrifice looking end of November, early December ish right
Okay.
now. And yeah, it'll be capped like the first one. So if you want the best rate for that sacrifice, if it goes anything like it did, like we did on the first one, you're gonna have to be there with your finger on the trigger. That first sacrifice went quick.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, do you want to have some fun now that I have you on here? I don't even know like yeah, this is so everyone that's tuning in want to see KG's reactions cuz I might have a little bit of math that might be geared to Zed buy and burn since we know it's going to happen. Would you like to
Let's see
see
that. I
what the
would.
crystal ball says about the buy and burn?
Show me the crystal ball.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
wise witch.
Back to screen share mode here. Screen share. Okay.
Hey, Christian, I see that comment. Appreciate you, friend. Honored to have you on board. And feel free to join the Telegram, t.me for, or just go to Internet Money IO. All of our socials are at the bottom of the site.
Alrighty here. So, I should zoom out of this. How did I even zoom in the first place? There we go. All right.
Oh my goodness, that's a spreadsheet.
Well, yeah, that's the front end of this thing. Like this, yeah, this is the power that makes the crystal ball go. And this is supposed to be the front end of data that comes out. Like this is all the ways I break down the future.
Oh my god, cool, bro! This is I can't wait to see what you come up with.
All right, well, so let's get some settings set to the right things here. I like to actually set it to 0. So no extra adoption year after year. No project sell off because this isn't Pulse. We're going to set the bullish terms to 10% for certain reasons. Now that we've got all of that set, now I can set IM. Boom. All right. So this sets IM for literally today's price right now. And now, did it have a glitch? It might have had a glitch.
Uh-oh. Don't do
That's
complicated
right.
Excel math on stream. Careful, you're risking
Yeah,
it.
it's a small glitch though.
Take your time. Take your time.
Okay, base users. Oh, that's why it's a small glitch. I don't have this this cell pointed at anything. All right. Well, the idea behind this, I think. Oh, what was it? There is roughly 2.1 million MetaMask users. I think that was what I was going with.
1 billion?
No, what was the MetaMask user data I had? I thought this was in the sheet and it just didn't point there. Did I lose it? Did I have it written down anywhere? Oh, all right. I can't remember if it's 21 million or 2.1 million MetaMask users.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like something that's worth a quick Google.
I want to say 21 probably sounds a little bit more relevant. I know they have over 10 million downloads. Yeah.
Likely. Let's see. I'll just do a quick Google to make
Yeah,
sure.
21 million active users. Yeah.
That what it is? All right.
Yep.
So perfect. I can go back and reset that. There we go. All right. So in which case, okay.
And while you do that, so I see
Yep.
Goran says, "Hey KG, any bonuses for the second sack for the folks that sacked in the first?" No bonuses. What kind? Okay, I guess you could call it a bonus. Yes, people that sacrificed in the first sacrifice are going to get an immediate credit for the second sacrifice. So even if you sacrifice $0 in the second sacrifice, you will get WD on those two chains. And if we go with the future token, you'll get that token as well. So yes, your dollar extends over there too.
Okay. So now I've got this, I think, almost set right.
And we will launch those official numbers for what that bonus looks like when we launch all the details.
Okay. That's right. Scale. Perfect.
And then white dude with glasses says, "Top Gun, you need to make a website dedicated to the crystal ball." I second that.
Funny enough, I have been talking to someone that said he knows a few UI devs, user interface devs, that might be able to make this into an app or something, although it's so
cool.
complicated. All right. So what I've got set up here we go. So what I've got set up here in the math, I'll go over and explain this now that we're set up. The LP scale size does not matter for IM because I have it set to IM specific LP size. Now, the price action data is a little old from a week or two ago, so I haven't updated it. But with basically last week's price, which is not too far off from today's price, if you bought $100 worth of IM and the wallet got going, and here's the idea. So I've set it to 1% of the effective of MetaMask. So the idea is that in 1 year, you guys are up to 200,000 users on your wallet, 210,000 users. And because of the amount of people that are interested in it, in the Telegram and everything else, basically users to start within the first month, we've got it scaled so it starts with about 2,000 users. So 1% as opposed to my 10% numbers with PulseX. So that's just a conservative. Maybe in the first month we get to 2,000, and then we get up to 200,000 by the end of a year. And then there's no growth year after year on this setting right now. Now, I talked to your father, and he said in order not to cry at night like a failure into his pillow, we had to do at least, I think, 125 or 25% growth year over year. I can't remember.
Okay.
What Don said he had to have as a minimum expectation. But that, as you can see now, we look at the end of the second year at 328,000, and I scale this up with an S curve. So 400,000 users in 3 years, 4 years, we're up to 640,000 users, break a million by 5 years is what this kind of math is scaling right now. So in the first year, the buy and burn, and this is also set to, I'm looking at $15 million average swap fees collected from MetaMask. and then I'm breaking that divided into four between four major chains in my idea just to round it down. And then I'm applying 1.5% of those fees to the buy and burn. And Don did tell me you guys would want to burn a little bit more to begin with. So, but that's basically all the very, very conservative math that in price action terms, we see over the first year a 6% increase. Now, for crypto people, I get that they're like, wait, what? That's nothing. Why should we care? Well, in the stock market, that's that's very, very attractive. But wait, something else I have very wrong with this model. I have to take out the token sell-offs. Oh yeah, I had this thing set for doom. I did a PulseX video, and I'm like, here, guys, this is what it looks like if we have literally a 100% sell-off in the mar or a 99% sell-off of tokens in the first 5 years. There we go. That's a little better. So this is with no outside market buy pressure or sell pressure. But in 5 years, with that buy and burn rate, that's a solid 4.6x's built into the project. So it's not insane like PulseX, but that's what the kick is looking at. So you guys, I think Don was like, well, the internet did 76% increase year over year. So I think maybe it was 50% was what he was aiming for. And the adoption curve, I've got basically a first adoption swing up in the first year, then one that swings up to 5 years and levels out to 10, and then starts swinging up again if the project's still around for a third turn at the S curve to try and really ramp up. So it goes 20 years in the future. So that graph gets a little hard to put into proper, but you can see there gets to be more and more price action as we go through the years with this. Now, if you're all right with me showing, so I believe Don had toyed with the idea of going as high as 10% with the buy and burn.
Yes, can be flexible.
Yeah, this can be flexible. So if we up that buy and burn to 10%, well, now with these metrics of 50% adoption year over year, so starting around 2,000 users the first month, 200,000 users by the end of the first year, 400,000 second, 700,000 the third, breaking 1.5 million in the fourth year. We're looking at 39% growth over the first year, but then we're looking at 587 X's by the end of 5 years, where $100 could look more like 58,000 just from the buy and burn action. So obviously outside market buy and sell pressure will affect and change this. But a good token, we assume more people would buy than sell. And we know what that does to price. So yeah, that is what it looks like. This is a modest product where PulseX looks like something that'll burn itself out if it keeps running within 15 to 20 years, be completely exclusionary. No one can buy their way in. Internet money, well, gee, it looks like people will still be able to trade in it. I mean, at the end of the fifth year, we're still not even up to $1. But on this kind of modeling, if you guys never step down, by the end of 20 years, you finally broke $7.79 a token.
That if that happens, we'll have a lot of happy holders. That's
again, if you kept 10% of all of your fees theoretically being directed to the buy and burn, that's the potential action for all 20 years. Yeah, if it was that high as opposed to 1.5%. That's a full 10% would crank her up that high. You'd almost at the end of 10 years be away almost at a penny, 1/4 of a penny.
I think, and so okay. And how much revenue was this considering? You said 15 million, but for
so we can actually look at that. So basically, 15 million a day is what MetaMask is doing on average. So I broke that into quarters here and assume per chain because the buy and burn is going to have to be done per chain, correct?
Correct.
So this is why it gets watered down a little bit more. So I watered it into a quarter of its fees to think per chain, because you guys are looking to go on Pulse Chain, Ethereum, BNB, and possibly others. Like, all right. So I mean, if the wallet's doing these actions, that's my way of watering it down. And then yeah, um, basically we can actually look at what that looks like for buy pressure. So I mean, in the liquidity pool at the end of the first year, let's see, yeah, at the end of the first year, basically it's only been able to add a few grand by the end of the first year. Like through the first months, the buy pressure is $400 on the ninth month, 469 on the 10th worth of buy pressure from this automated wallet. Like, it takes a while to ramp up waiting for users to join in. And so then the buy pressure at the end of the second year, though, is 22 grand throughout the year.
Jeez.
And then at the end of the third year at this, it's 34 grand worth of buy pressure that goes into the system from revenue that is not requiring on the next user to buy the price up. The end of the fourth year, buy pressure is 76K. So this is still, the wallet has only actually put, at the end of 5 years, it's gotten it up to $400,000 in the liquidity pool total accumulated, with and with it starting around, I think in this model I had it starting around 17K. Yeah, 17K in the liquidity. So adding almost $400,000. But when you get up to the 10th year, well, then we're looking at $2.9 million accumulated in. Of course, on my math, we're looking at, by the 10th year, roughly 12 million users. So, I mean, if MetaMask has 21 million and you think you can really compete with them, do you think you can get there before 10 years?
Yes, I mean
Okay.
MetaMask got and that 21 million is daily users, so not total users, right?
Yep.
MetaMask got there in 6 years, and they got there in 6 years with, an industry that is still growing. And we
Okay.
are still in the very early stages of that growth. I mean, less than 1% of the world uses crypto. That, you could see estimates maybe a little more than that. But so let's call it 1% of the world uses crypto. There's still 99% of the world left to go. If
Okay.
MetaMask can garner 21 million daily users in the first 6 years of a brand new industry, I don't see blasting through that number as being an outrageous thing to say.
Okay. Well, if I ramp it up to 75%, what I like to call my model's max, well, if I ramp it up to 75%, the rate that the internet adopted, then you guys at the end of the second year are jumping up to 600,000. By the third year, break a million. By the fifth year, up to 18 million. Now, assuming you're still using 10% of the revenue for buy and burn, approximately, we've effectively, the first year doesn't see much of a change, really, but where it is the 5 year, where this adoption math makes a difference. And $100 is worth 460,000 there. We're looking at 4,600 X's in that case. And the what if game says that, like, after 5 years, let's get back to the 5 years, we're looking at approximately accumulated $1.1 million of buy pressure that would have focaled in there if you're applying 10% of the revenues after 5 years. Now, people could have withdrawn against that, but people could have also added to that. But this is price go up, not reliant on the next buyer of the asset. So this is why I love this so much, even if it doesn't have such a massive impact, if it doesn't have to be ramped up this high. But for fun, this is about the max setting without breaking your project for the world, because 10 years is 56 million users. 15 years, though, is 4.9 billion. And yes, within 17 years, you guys better hope people are mating like bunnies, because that's more people than are on the face of the planet. There's about 8 to 9 billion people on the planet, 15 billion people at the end of 20 years at 76% adoption. So that's why I'm like, yeah, there has to be a stop here somewhere, some sense to the whimsical like adoption rate. So I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah, that's
course.
max setting I'm willing to do with the model for adoption rates. But
Sure.
because yeah, so 20-year just for a lark, if there were 15 billion people, we are looking at, what is that? A cool $2,900 a token from the buy
Hey,
and burn.
let's talk about Moon
But
Boy math.
but yeah, that's Moon Boy. But the 10-year, for the fun of the 10-year, you being at 56 million users in 10 years, like that first S curve I have is doable on this. And that one says you guys can make it to 4 cents at the end of 10 years. You forgot the 20-year. Okay, just forget the next 10 years. But the first 10 years of adoption for you guys to get to 56 million users and keep it at 10% on the buy and burn the whole time, yeah, that would mean that nobody else would have to buy and sell, and it could get to 4 cents, which is where I love the fact that the liquid loans protocol can be so easily forked and applied to any asset on Pulse chain, especially ones with a buy and burn. Wouldn't that be cool?
Well, and let me ask you this too. So, how many actual tokens does your model show? How many IM tokens?
Are burnt?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it does do token removal. So now, is this still PulseX, or is this now grinding?
And while you look at that, I'm going to answer a question. I see that popped up in chat here.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah. So, I mean, all in all, this liquidity pool, this still, like, you guys, at the time I took this snapshot, there was 220 billion IM in the liquidity pool.
Okay.
So basically, throughout all of this, that's all that can be burnt.
Okay.
Now, the funny thing is, because of volume trading, because of people coming in and out of the system, the IM wallet will have chances to grab many more tokens than just this. So this isn't really inaccurate, but it does. Yes, this math is keeping an accurate tally, I think, of the tokens that are being withdrawn from. Yeah, no, not entirely. I have to go back and double check this math to see, but yeah, with like with your guys' liquidity pool, what I'm looking at, there's only like you guys have 17 trillion tokens, not unlike circulating supply, not unlike other projects. So I mean, I can take a look at this, but it would come more of when I go to simulate what happens when people sell against this, the buy and burn, and no one buys. Then that will show what it's scooping up like a hungry hippo.
Got you. Got you.
So that equals that. Yeah. Okay. So no, this is keeping track of what was bought. Yeah, this is keeping track. So all I have to do is do an auto sum. Okay, I see what's going on here. Yeah. Yeah, the math is still being tracked. So actually, if I go back to the crystal ball, here's the 5-year forecast on this math. That is 189 billion burnt. But if I go in and do something cool, like in month 5, what happens if someone sells 1 trillion tokens and totally, messes with it? Is that 1 trillion there? Is that enough zeros?
12 zeros.
Missed a zero. Of course I did. Okay. There we go. So now, when I dump that in, you can see that the buy and burn has a lot of work to do, but it still manages to get it done. And in the process, now it gets to burn 654 billion tokens.
That's
And I think
cool.
that's in that range. I have to also add that to these tokens. That's right. The 565 billion over here. They're not being summed together for a total burnt, which is weird. Because, yeah, I think this is basically the next 4 years of burn action. So I've got them separated. But yeah, so yes, it does work. Wow, it's amazing. You could fly the whole time, Dumbo. Man, sometimes I forget all the stuff I programmed into this thing. Like, yes, it does have that ability. What else would you like to know from the What If game?
Wow, dude, that's I don't even know what to say, man. Like you could honestly get yourself some type of career building these complex calculators for people, dude. This is incredible.
Yeah, well, I mean, it just breaks down. It's like this is all the stuff that I see when you start telling me, well, if it does this mechanics, all of a sudden my brain kind of splashes out into the future and I'm having trouble explaining it to it. I'm like, well, why don't I break out the math out of the way I see it? And then people are like, why the heck is your front end so complicated? I'm sorry, this is how I think.
Yeah, you need to get that website up,
Oh,
get a nice UI with all this logic.
do you want to hear the best part about all of this, KG?
I do.
So this is still kneecapped, this math.
What do you mean?
Well, so Metcalfe's law, right? The law of a network. The more users, the more valuable that network becomes. The more money gets spent.
Mm-hmm.
So this math shows that when MetaMask is at this many users, it's buying this much. So each user I've added to that math is still only spending the same amount.
I see what you're
Ratio-wise.
saying.
I didn't build in Metcalfe's law. I could easily. But I haven't even built. Well, not I don't. Well, yeah, actually, all right. So no, this is doable if the value. Okay, yeah. Here, you guys want to see some math? Let's do some math. I am gonna do something really crazy. I'm not sure if I should do this or not. Should I upgrade my math like
It's
this?
your stream, buddy. You do you.
Should I upgrade it live on stream so people can see what I'm doing? All right, let's do this. Share. Oh. All right. So we'll go to garbage test math. So Metcalfe's law. I got to remember this for a moment. It is V equals n times n minus 1 divided by 2. Yes. Okay. That's not an equal symbol. So then I need to figure that. All right. So if n is 21 million, that means that 1 million times 1 million by 2. Boom. Wow, that's a big number for the value for the network. Wow, it doesn't even want to change it back from scientific. That's so big. That's awesome. 14.0 big. So 14.0 big. Excellent. Now I've got a number value. And now I have to attribute the $15 million is equal to this relationally. Right. So 15 million.
So that would be in the hundreds of trillions at
Yes.
years.
So now, okay. So if that's 15 million, as this number goes up, I have to figure out how to relate that. This value translates to the 15 million per day. So if I'm still going to use the same amount per day, but it scales up in value, like I have to somehow peg this. The change in this number is what I would have to look at and then apply that change to this number. Yes. So basically, let's assume 56 million becomes our end value. Yeah. All right. Take that down. So we get an extra 0 to Metcalfe's law. And now if I say this is equal to the change in this, so this got how much bigger? All right, this divided by this times this at 106 million. Is that what we got here? Where's my numeric? Yeah, 15 million becomes 106 with that increase. That makes sense. Yes, that is how the math works. So that'll still be a tricky handful to go in there. But to give you that idea, the buy-in bird, that's 5 times more powerful with almost double the users. And when we go over to the crystal ball, yeah, so what I have at 10 years of buy action, that's being kneecapped theoretically by Metcalfe's law as only 20% of the buy action that could be happening by the 10th year. It could be potentially like that. This is what the Metcalfe's law would imply, but at that point, we're looking at more like 12 million instead of 1.2 million into the combined liquidity pool after 10 years. Whew. So, yeah, I'm not going to build that in right now because that will take some reworking through the whole sheet to get that math in there. But yeah, that would be how it's done. All right.
Look at that. The insight to the man's mind. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Dude, you're a math philosopher, bro. That's so much of early philosophy right there is like, not early philosophy, but like Greek philosophy is centered around math. Dude.
Yeah. I mean, atoms, all that stuff. Like, I love complex math, but some of it, like, it's where I seem really great, but I'm not an all-knowing genius. Like, I'll look at geometry sometimes and go, you jerks. Like, I never liked sine, cosine, and tangent because all anyone would tell me in grade school is use my calculator, and I didn't like the calculator. I was like, that thing takes too long to punch the numbers in. I already know the answer. So the calculator slows me down, but sine, cosine, and tangent, no one would explain how the formulas work.
Just push the button, damn it. Don't ask the question.
Yeah. I was just enough of a terrorist. I think it was grade 9. My teacher finally started going fail on my bonus test because I bonus question on the math test because I kept getting over 100%. And they're like, no, you got to show your work. And I'm like, but you didn't teach us how to do this. And he's like, yeah, that's the point. Okay, so I'm drawing pictographs. It looks like a caveman's drawings to my idea to show out this stuff. And then the teacher's like, what is this? I'm like, well, so you have to take this ratio and you've got to flip it, right? So then after you flip it, though, you have to apply this portion of it to that portion, which will balance over here. And then that should do this over here. And he's like, that's a university level math equation. I'm like, I don't know. That's just the way it looks to me. It's like, okay, fine. Never show me your work again.
you like trying to teach him something, right? You become the teacher, basically.
Yeah. Well, it happens once in a while, and I trip over my own brain doing it. But I mean, it's not flawless. Like occasionally, I'll give a number the wrong way. I'm like, wait, what am I doing here? But no, I do. I do very much. I have always loved math, but for some reason, like where I've remembered a bunch of it, I still exponents throw me off. And I used to be like a ninja with those. So these days I'm looking going, wait a minute, what? I'm starting to remember how to do them. Like it's amazing the skills that you do actually forget if you're not using them. All I've been doing for 10 years is working a tape measure and occasionally doing Pythagorean's theorem.
Oof. You don't use it, you lose it. That is so true. That muscle, whether it's mental or physical, atrophies.
So you getting excited looking at my math breakdown here? Like, I mean, it says that you guys got to step it up a little bit from where you wanted to on the fee spending, but I mean that's still you guys have a way of keeping track per users, and I mean I can build this out more accurately with Metcalfe's law, so you guys can actually really track its accuracy to the project for you if you want. But the big thing that I'm mostly excited about is you guys threw in that buy and burn. So the WD token will pay you literally for life. Like I look at these tokens as two sides of the same coin, and it's dividend. And this one, the WD is not even supposed to have a price. Like somebody might be crazy enough to make a liquidity pool, but then they have to give up their dividends to do so. So, but I mean, that is so cool that when they make it, it'll be the time horizon, kind of like the difference between Maxi and Hex. Like this is the premium worth because now you're looking at the time horizon of 15 years or whatever the holding time. And so the time horizon of WD at what your portions, I really do love that. But then you throw the buy and burn into the other token, and the two of them work together synergetic, like a synergy. And I love how you guys have just kept evolving on this.
Well, thank you. And yes, seeing your numbers is very exciting because it actually puts reality to the theory of the buy and burn. And like you said, when it comes to WD, it is kind of like Maxi in the degree to the degree that there is a time horizon variable. But with Maxi, and the other perpetuals, one differentiator there is their time horizon has an end date. The time horizon in WD doesn't have an end date, and it's completely customizable. Your time horizon could be 1 day, 3 months, 47 minutes, and 12 seconds could be your time horizon, or it could be 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. It doesn't matter. So I think that, yes, I agree. It's very cool. And it's cool too, because so much of our buy and burn, or all of the buy and burn, I guess, depends on volume in the wallet. The more volume the wallet does, the more fees that are generated, the more Pulse, ETH, BNB is going to pile up in that buy and burn wallet. And theoretically, the more IAM that gets bought and gets burned. And we want to have, a section on the website that people can track the buy and burn. Maybe a good front end place for the calculator. What does it look like? We even want to do like buy and burn bots on Twitter, just all types of stuff so people can really be involved and engaged in the buy and burn, because it's, even if it doesn't have even if it doesn't make IM go to $7. Okay, let's consider that moon boy math.
Yeah.
It still is net deflationary. It doesn't inflate. There's never going to be more. There's always going to be less, which that in and of itself, in my opinion, has a level of intrinsic value.
Yeah, and there's always going to be a buyer in the system. Like I illustrated this point because it's very important. I'm going to go back and we can all boo because I'm going to use pick on Bitcoin here.
Boo.
Boo. Bitcoin. Because did you see my Bitcoin math too, KG?
I did not.
I calculated the death point of Bitcoin. I calculated the minimum viable network of 12,000 computers. And if they don't change anything, they won't be able to mine enough Bitcoin to pay the hydro bill in 15 years. But anyway, moving along. Moving along. That's what happens when you sell for externalities instead of put revenue in from externalities.
$1 million.
$100 million. Yes. Like, I mean, your token theoretically will be dead by then. But if the wallet kept going for another 100 years, yes, one day it could.
Sure.
So Bitcoin. Here, we're going to pick on Bitcoin in the huge macro. So in the process, you get your run up. People are excited. And then they FOMO in. Then you get a correction. A whole bunch of sellers are taking profit, even though there's people buying. And then you get a run up. And then again, profit taking, but there's less buyers. So boom, you see some crashes. But then it does something, and it's like it moves sideways here. And it's basically going, any buyers with minimal volume activity. And some buyers show up to the system. They get excited, but then nobody, any more buyers? No. Oh, we lose off. And then we get down here. Any buyers? Nope. Goodbye. Any buyers? Goodbye. Let's see. Your wallet's always doing what? Buying.
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
Buying.
No, but the thing is, even on that mega dip, buying, because it's volume based, not pumping based, price based.
It doesn't care what the price is, it'll buy, and it'll scoop up more when the price is lower because it's going to spend the same amount of money anyway. And so you will see the price go down. There will be dips. People will outsell the buy pressure. That happens, yes. But when the sellers take off and go away, there'll be no more any buyer question time. There'll be a buyer, which means these huge drop-offs might be you might for the first time see a crypto that doesn't correct over 85% after people get used to PulseX and IM after the first year. Yes, there'll be volatility in the first year, but when those buy and burns get going, this is where, oh yeah, man, it's okay. Every 4 years, Bitcoin takes all your worth. It's okay. It'll be back. It'll be back. I don't know if you guys will get to 75 or 85% corrections when you're in year 2, year 3, year 4 because of the buy and burn.
That would be amazing if we could beat the narrative of that 95% dip. Again, anybody watching, this is all theoretical, just having fun with numbers, but it would be very, tell me if you can hear this. This is how I feel when I think about that. You hear that?
Very nice. Very nice. Well, I wish I could play mine, but the video would get me banned for copyright infringement. You have to go back and just everyone. Oh no, I love this segment. Hold on a moment. Yo, Alexa, play Money. I yell that out to see how many of my viewers have their audio up.
I see.
Yeah, and that's because I used to do this on Zoom meetings in the pandemic, and then all of a sudden in the background, a whole bunch of Alexas would like pop on playing, and so I'm thinking, why can't I remember the name? Like, Pink Floyd, Money.
Oh.
That's the one.
Gotcha.
There. Yo, Alexa, play Pink Floyd, Money. There. Now, any of the viewers that haven't turned the volume down, they're going to be listening to it, and I get around copyright infringements.
That's so incredible.
Is Yo, Alexa.
That's incredible, dude. That's incredible.
Yeah. Try it on yours too. When you want a song to play, when you're thinking of a song for a moment, be like, all right, Top Gun segment. Yo, Alexa.
I love that. Yeah, dude, if anybody has it on and it pops on, that'd be absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, like please throw your comments in here if you can afterwards. Be like, yeah, you got me.
Yeah, right.
Should we take some comments? I don't know.
I'm fine with that. And then take a few questions, and then I will have to jump off here, but I can definitely take a few questions before we do that.
All right. I've had fun catching up about the details in the project.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for all your work on that. It's incredible to see you put that level of thought into it. Thank you.
Oh, just no problem, man. It's no problem. Like I tell you, I'm always thinking about the project. Like, I don't know if Don told you when I was harassing him, excited, dude, this. Now you want to bring it up on this.
We love your harassments.
All right. Oh yeah, we talked about when new sack. Where are we? Yes. Eat your vegetables. Eat your damn vegetables. All right. Okay.
Yay! Thanks, Christian.
Yeah. Right on. Let's go. Oh my God. Okay. You need to make a website dedicated to the crystal ball. I share some of my math, but like the programming is open source, and I'm not sure I'm willing to share open source. Any bonuses for the second sack? 21. I'm kind of behind here. You've been reading these while I've been screen sharing, haven't you?
I have. Yep.
Yeah. So.
What's up, Enrique?
Yeah, that's some crazy numbers. It is some crazy numbers. All right. Do you have another address other than the buy and burn that buys IM that is used for new? Oh, will you buy up IM to put it in the wallet for free? Is that what they're asking?
I think they're referring to like the referral program and the freemium giveaways when a new user downloads. So those tokens are not bought. If you look right now, there is a wallet that is holding 8.8 trillion tokens on BSC scan. Those tokens will come from that wallet, not saying 8.8 trillion will come into circulation from this program, but they will come from that supply. We might, it's going to be smart. Yeah, it's going to be a smart contract that does this, but they will not be bought. They will come from tokens that the market doesn't know yet, which, yes, is a form of inflation, which the buy and burn, even in the beginning, if all it does is counteract that, that'll still be a net positive because it'll bring more users into the system without necessarily inflating the supply that we already
Yeah,
know.
it's kind of like mining for IM with a proof of wallet
Proof of
census.
wallet, I love it. Proof of wallet.
Yeah, proof of wallet. Yes, I
I love
downloaded
it.
your wallet. Give me money.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes,
I love it.
proof of wallet census. Beautiful.
I love it.
All right. What does IM in BSC do when wallet launches? Well, I think that buy and burn math kind of showed you what it does. Price go up.
Yeah, it has the buy and burn, and also everybody who downloads the wallet will be able to claim a little bit of free IM and BNB on BSC. And if you refer your friends and family, you will actually be able to claim a certain amount of IM per referral.
I cannot even pronounce that name though. I want to shout you out, Libasi Kuzan. If I got that wrong, I am so sorry. I probably got that so horribly wrong.
A for effort.
Yeah, PulseX. There's something I could say. What's
There you go,
good?
PulseX.
Oh yeah, I got to go back and rewatch that interview. I was gonna watch it and then I fell asleep for a nap.
How dare you?
So I don't like. I got to enjoy my days off when I get them.
Heard that, brother. You are entitled to it.
Rike, you're a buddy. All right, so not a lot of questions actually. Like, look at that. It's just so. What's the equivalent in IM wallet system of finding a Super Mario star?
That's WD.
It's WD. Yeah. So the second sacrifice. So the details in this, you guys, I think, like if you're using the math I used, so basically you're gonna go for, since you got a capped pool A of 1.2 million, it's looking like you guys want to go for a capped pool of possibly 12 million for pool A for the second time around. Is that right?
We have not released those numbers yet. Well, no, we've spitballed some numbers, but the official numbers have not been released. So again, all those numbers will come very soon in the official details.
Okay. All right. All right. Sorry about that. I mean, I left a step to step in my calculator of how the logic works so you could go edit it this time. I was like, haha, it's done right. Then again, I looked at my logic statements and I was like, oh, I got lazy halfway through those and was just cut and pasting. That's the wrong information. Oh, man. Okay. All right. So, yeah, this has been a nice, I'm glad to have touched base and go over all the things that, will the buy and burn work on all EVM chains? Yeah, if there IM's on there and it's collecting swap fees with WD, the buy and burn. Now, you guys, the buy and burn, I am quite content with a pellet system, like, you know, get the bird to click the button to get the pellet, like buy and burn on a web page, like, yep, hit the burn button. So I mean, if people have to come and get paid to activate that buy and burn, I'm cool with it. But you guys aren't, correct? Like, you guys are going for the 9 and thinking you're gonna try, no promises on this one, but try and fully automate it and keep it secure.
So to answer the first question, IM as of now is only going to exist on BSC, Pulse Chain, and Ethereum. And it's a high likelihood that it'll stop right there. So the buy and burn, yes, will work on those 3 chains. Okay. Yes, right now the buy and burn is not smart contract automated. That is not ideal for us long term. But before that does become automated in a smart contract, which it will, mechanics have to be tested out. Logic has to be considered. Ultimate philosophy, because once we enter it, it's going to be immutable with no admin keys. So we've really got to figure out exactly how we want it to operate. So if it not being smart contract automated makes somebody not want to participate in the system, fully understand. You don't have to participate until it is.
All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's all the information that I just love to hear. You guys, like, this project really has come such a long way, and so consistently and so regularly. Like, no false expectations. Like, it wasn't what we wanted to hear, but it was the truth, and you guys have stuck to it. I'm really excited to see what you guys do next and what you keep building for. And any way that I can help you guys, because I love it. I'm not a founder. I'm an investor. Yes, I bought some IM. I bought some WD. That's my affiliation to this. So I'm probably the most annoying and annoying investor ever. Like that guy out on the street that when I bought some shares and somehow snuck into a board meeting and went, "Hey, you know what would be a great idea if you did this?" Who hired this guy? No one, but you should do this. So thank you for
No, I
never
don't.
putting a restraining order on me. I
Dude, I
appreciate it.
don't feel that way at all. You already, first of all, you're an incredible admin. Thank you for that. Second of all, you make content for the project. Thank you for that. Third of all, you're the math guru who builds awesome calculators for us. So you already do so much. There's nothing, you keep doing what you're doing, bro. It's appreciated and it's incredible. So thank you.
Nice. Well, thank you for putting trust in me and not getting a restraining order against my loud butt and coming back on my show after I picked on you so meanly. I really appreciate everything, Bob Ross Jr. You are epic.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on. And when we get a little closer to beta sacrifice, if you'll have me on again, I'm happy to come share all the details.
Heck yeah. We'll go for a nice test flight on that if I'm allowed to screen share it and break it.
Of course.
I'll try
Of
not to
course.
break it. No.
No, please break it.
Be like, oh, you want
If
a
you
Bill
can.
Gates moment? This Windows is blue screen proof. Bing!
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. Like, hey, KG, come on my show. Yeah, let's show the website under construction. You really want, with our luck, me to do the beta on live? I mean, we can.
Oh, dude. What a moment. What a moment.
Yeah.
You know what?
Night to pick too. It was one night it was under construction. The day before and the day after were brilliantly fine.
It's all part of the journey. It's all part of the journey. I love it. I love
So
it.
do I. All right, was there again at this point before we completely wrap up, flash this again. This is, you go to this website, it's this simple, and your Telegram, your Twitter, and all the other socials are on this website as well.
Yes, sir. InternetMoney.io on Telegram, Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit. InternetMoney.io. That's the socials everywhere.
Beautiful. And these are mine in case anyone has forgotten. Is there any more points
to this man?
Subscribe. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I like being Wayne's World Basic Cable. It's hard to get nervous when only 12 people are watching me all time during this live stream. No, it's good. Some of my videos get some traction, but I'm happy being the small guy because, like, I don't get much hate. No one is really trying to play off me to make themselves look good. I'm not getting a lot of my time wasted, and I get to make the content the way I like. So I don't have to worry about, like, no one's buying me, telling me who I can talk to and who I can't talk to, what projects I'm allowed to talk about. I mean, I completely own this show. I have one angel investor. They pay for my StreamYard license so I can do these live streams. Yeah, the $25 a month. Somebody pays that to make sure I can get on here and get loud. And other than that, occasionally I get very nice people that make content for me, or I get very bored and I make something like my song, which I love to close out and will again. That's a shout out to Bass God. He did that again. Sorry, I just love that so much. I played it again. I meant to do that at the end. Like, I was going to play that, like, goodbye, folks, and then play the Top Gun song to get out. But
I got a sound clip for you.
Yeah.
Could you hear? You could hear the coin one, right?
Yeah.
Here's another one. You ready?
Internet money, bitch.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I like that. I got to get that sound clip too.
It's actually from there's a hip hop group called Internet Money Records, and that goes in at one of the beginning of one of their songs.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I think we've pretty much touched on anything. Was there any last minute things you wanted to shout out about the project, or any last things you want to discuss?
No, you got it perfect, man. internetmoney.io. Join the socials. Keep up to date. We're always here for questions and engagement.
All right. Well, then I will basically go for the closeout here. And I will come back if you're still around afterwards to talk after we go off air. All right.
Yeah, I'll be in the back for a minute.
All right. We will, love it. Keep building the awesome tools. That's perfect. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, remember, stay frosty, guys. I got a good one for you. Top Gun here with you. You gotta learn to earn.
Base God on the blockchain.
Gotta learn to earn. Gotta learn to earn. Learn. Fun with numbers, folks. Fun with numbers, folks. Let's do some math. Swing trade and get you wrecked. Don't do it. Swing trade and get you wrecked. Don't do it. Gotta learn to earn. Gotta learn to earn. Let's check the crystal ball. Crystal ball. Let's check the crystal ball. Crystal ball. I am not a financial advisor, but here's how I'm going to burn my money. Burn my money. Burn my money. I am not a financial advisor.